What is going on, everybody? Welcome to another video. So today I want to talk about something we've seen the last few days, especially this week, which is trend entries and how I've been finding some of them. So see here on the daily, last 4 days all went up, coming to some key supply resistance on the Qs. And let's take a look now intraday wise. So starting off on this, we'll start with this day right here. So coming into the day, you can see here early chop, and then after the about 30 minutes or so, 20-30 minutes or so, we start to see some trend up action, and we continue that to the end of the day. So where I find my entry is after we get out of this little consolidation area, look for strength, which we saw buying coming in, and from that, and then look for any type of fair value gap to form, which we got one right here. So first trend entry, move up, break our consolidation area, see buying coming in, starting to see strength out of that early balance, form fair value gap. We also had one here, but we came down to test this one. Entry would be on this candle here, risking the low, target the high for the first trim, and then trail your stop. I personally trail it below the previous 5-minute low, so get below here, then below here, here. So I would have got stopped out and profits right here. So that's one way to do it with the stops. You can just kind of have more of a break even and let that run up to the supply. You can see later in the day we actually even came back to that fair value gap and retested it, so it gave a secondary entry, but this is the entry that I'd be looking for. So let me delete that. This was on the 8th, and this is the 9th right here. So what we see on this day, if we can find one. Okay, so same thing here. Early consolidation, early balance, early chop. Want to avoid that, get chopped around in it. But once we saw a break out of the balance, started to get some buying coming in, faded a little bit, see that buying stepping back in. What did we do? So exact same thing as the previous day. Here we go. Forming the fair value gap, breaking this zone right here. I believe this was a level. Yeah, so this was previous day's high at the time. So I'll just mark that out for reference. See there, so broke above it, strong buying as we broke above, formed a fair value gap, pulled back into it, enter on this close here, risking the low, target the highs. I actually took this trade and I got all out right around this 491.4. Again, we didn't really have anything until the supply up here, so just trimmed at that 491.5 psych level area. Could have left some runners, again, doing the same things I mentioned, leaving it below the previous 5. Would have been in here. These just kind of wicked, so you don't overreact to those. But as we moved up, below there, below there, below here, and this is where it finally really got a real break below the previous 5. So I would have exited my runners right around here. So would have caught the majority of that move, just using that strategy for in profit stops. But anyway, moving on to yesterday, which was a little bit choppier action. Again, we did see the choppy action early, but this one lasted a little bit longer. You see here that usually it was about 20-30 minutes of the early chop and then trend. This was pretty much choppy for the first hour and a half or so. We did have CPI, so that may have been a factor, but even still, got a nice break and retest entries here at this zone. Played the overshoot. This was pre-market lows, overshot that, reclaimed, retested. I didn't take anything here. Just again, I didn't really like the chop with the CPI and everything going on, but could have taken these zone tests. Did get pretty good entries there. But Friday today trade I just took is the same thing that we've seen. So a little bit of early consolidation, about 20-30 minutes in, and then we start seeing buying stepping in. So where I took my entry was right on this fair value gap right here. So fair value gap created, strong buying as we've seen the last few days, came back down, retest candle right here, entered on this candle, risking the low, target the pre-market high, and my final price target was this line up here, which is previous day's highs or the supply top. We didn't reach either, got a good trim off in this area right here, but the runner came back, got hit, break even, and exited there. So if you didn't catch that trade. There was also another one here. You can see the strong impulse candle that started this uptrend, this up move. See here, another fair value gap. Came down, retested it, gave another nice entry. Entering here, risk below, target supply, high day, and that same line up there, previous day high I mentioned. Did not take this one. It was a little bit later in the session. This came right around that 11, which is typically where I step away. So, and even if you did not catch that one, you could have also played a downside entry, which was right. Show you here. I wasn't really too fond on playing the against the trend. Let me just switch it against the trend, just because we've seen so much strength recently. But you can see here, we broke our structure. We're putting higher lows, high low, high low, high low. Broke our structure, created a nice fair value gap on the way down. Right here, came back up, look for the retest, enter on this candle, rest the high, target the low. Ideally give about $1 move out of this. Didn't quite get the low, but still enough to at least get a trim off on. And yeah, rest probably would have got hit break even, but still another nice move. Mainly focusing on the trend entries for this video. 2 of them were given right here with this fair value gap. That's the one I ended up taking, and this one down here. So hopefully this was beneficial and made sense to some of you guys. Just wanted to make a quick video. I thought that was something interesting that we've seen this week. There's been a lot of trend of that early chop and then trending action after. So just mainly using the fair value gaps, understanding who's more aggressive at the point and who's more in control, which recently has been buyers. So, but that doesn't mean intraday wise if we start the downtrend, I'm going to be only looking for upside. But upside is what we've been presented with mostly for the last week or so. So just adapting to that. This is how I've been looking for entries, and yeah. So that's going to be it for this video. Appreciate you guys for coming. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.